Kootenai County court documents now revealing details about Gonzaga men's basketball coach Mark Few the night that police cited him for a DUI.
Coeur d'Alene police have cited Few Monday night. He pleaded not guilty to the charge, but his license is now suspended. KREM 2's Amanda Rowley joins us from Coeur d'Alene this evening to share what prompted police to pull him over in the first place.
Good evening. On Monday at 1 p.m., a Kootenai County Fire and Rescue captain reported a potential DUI. When he reached this intersection here next to Coeur d'Alene High School, he dispatch. He was driving a fire engine, driving that behind a SUV that was speeding and driving erratically. Now, we know from Kootenai County court documents that Mark Few was driving that SUV. Docs say Few told police he was driving to Spokane from his vacation home at Hayden Lake. The captain followed his SUV and gave dispatch updates on their location as they drove south on 4th Street heading into the city of Coeur d'Alene. Now, that captain told Coeur d'Alene police he thought the car was going to hit 3 signs before he called dispatch. An officer eventually pulled Few over near Appleway and 4th Street intersection. Docs say the officer could smell an odor of alcohol while standing at Few's window. He adds that Few had watery, bloodshot eyes and spoke slowly. Now, Few told the officer he had nothing to drink that day, but later he admitted to drinking 2 beers. Docs say Few refused to complete all sobriety tests. He told the officer a previous knee and ankle injury prevented him from doing the tests. The officer arrested him and collected breath samples. Now, documents say Few blew a .119 and a .120, which is above the legal driving limit. Now, Few pleaded not guilty to those charges. And today, after reading through those court documents, I actually drove the route that fire engine followed Few on today. So I'll be sharing a look at that tonight at 5, as well as explaining why police took Few to Kootenai Health that very night. Reporting in Coeur d'Alene tonight, Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
All right, Amanda, thank you very much. And we also had a chance to talk with an Idaho defense attorney today just to get a little more context and understanding about how these types of arrests are typically handled. So I interviewed Hayes Hartman from the Coeur d'Alene law firm Bolton Law. He's handled numerous DUI cases in Idaho. He's also been on the other side working in the prosecutor's office. He told me that in many ways the Few arrest was a fairly typical DUI arrest, but he did note there were some irregularities.
But overall, it seems remarkably kind of like a standard DUI to me. The notable exception to that is being the person who's being charged with the crime.
What do you make of him first, initially, at least according to the police report, not wanting to get out of the vehicle when they request it and not wanting to do that field sobriety test?
Well, I can assure you that if Mr. Few was, I think, not a wealthy white man that was driving an SUV, there would have been a strong likelihood that would have turned into an altercation, because unfortunately law enforcement tends to treat people, particularly celebrities like Mr. Few, local celebrities like Mr. Few, with kid gloves. It doesn't necessarily mean that they treated him poorly or they were acting inappropriately. It's just law enforcement, when they're confronted by someone that clearly has some sort of position of authority, in my experience, they tend to be more deferential.
But you're saying, and it is important to note, that officers have discretion when they're responding to these types of situations.
Correct, 100%. And I'm not saying that they were giving him special treatment because he was popular. I think that they were just more cautious.
So once they determined that he was in fact under the influence, is it normal then for them to allow the person to go home with someone else who has now come to pick them up, or could they still take them to jail? Is it normal for them to be let go?
I would say it's abnormal, but not entirely out of the blue. So I think they had grounds to arrest him, but ultimately that's a judgment call that's made by law enforcement. So while I tend to see people get put into jail once they're picked up for a DUI, I have also seen certain situations in which, particularly when you have a really cooperative or often older defendant, where they are allowed to return home provided they can secure a safe driver to get them.
Based on what you read in the police report, would you qualify him as cooperative?
Once again, it is so difficult to say based off of just the text in front of me. That would be a question, that I would have to answer after reviewing the footage of the body cam and the dash cam. The fact that he resisted and he didn't get any pushback and there was no conflict that was noted in the report suggests that I think they were maybe a little bit more lenient on him given his status.
So we know this is a complex story about an important person here in our community. If you would like to read our full report on those court records related to Mark Few's DUI arrest, you can just text the word DOCS, D-O-C-S, to 509-448-2000.